Eric here with Thrifty Survivor, and today I'd like to welcome you to our Thrifty Survivor channel. Now today what we'll be doing is showing you what we consider to be the best bug out kit. Are you truly prepared? Now in today's show, what we'll do is show you that you actually don't have to spend a fortune to build your own best bug out kit. Now bear in mind that we understand that any bug out bag or kit must be built around the environment where it's going to be used, as well as to meet the specific needs of the individual, which of course in your case would be you. Now to be clear, nothing that we're about to discuss today is written in stone, but we will cover the basic needs that any bug out kit should contain, plus a few little other things that just make life a whole lot easier for you. Now the items we'll be showing you today also we chose those based on certain criteria. Number one, they need to be affordable. Number two, they need to be reliable. And number three, there must be evidence to support the manufacturer's claims. If the items meet all those criteria, then we're open to doing a review on them. Now, we'll also be providing some links below for you so that you can check out most of these items, and you just want to make it easy for you. So all right, now let's just go ahead and get started. All right, now before we get started on what we consider to be the best bug out kit, I'm going to basically just start with the outside, the exterior, the bag itself. Now this is actually Mardingtop, M-A-R-D-I-N-G, Top, T-O-P. That's the brand name, and we'll be providing a link to this backpack. It is one that I really consider to be one of the best, particularly in its price range. And I wanted to start by showing you the backside. This has got plenty of padding on the straps. You've also got an adjustable, you can adjust this whole thing up or down here. So depending on your size, I'm kind of a short fella. I have it pretty much all the way down. But if you're a big guy like our cameraman here, he'd probably want this all the way up. That is adjustable. A lot of backpacks just aren't going to have that. Like I said, it's got plenty of padding on the straps, fully adjustable. The padding here has these little porous holes here so that your sweat shouldn't build up too much. So whether you're wearing this in the wintertime, summertime, it shouldn't be too uncomfortable. Now, admittedly, if it really gets hot out there, there ain't nothing they can do to keep you from sweating. But it's a very, very well done job here that they've done here. Now, this is a 65-liter pack. So as many of you probably can figure out by that, this pack is plenty large enough to stuff just about anything in there. A bug out bag generally is just for 72 hours. This one could handle 72 hours plus longer term. The goal here is to present a bug out kit that can sustain you for a long period of time. Now, on the side, both sides actually have this. You've got this pouch, and I've stuffed some peanut butter in there. Peanut butter is very good. Carry around, it'll store nearly forever. Very high in caloric intake, and it'll sustain you for quite a while. This right here, I believe, has 2,700 calories in it. And for a little guy like me, that might last a month. Well, maybe not quite, but anyway, I just kind of stuffed that in there. And I'm also a type 1 diabetic, so I threw this little thermos in there, and that allows me to store my insulin. Now, ideally what you'll do is you'll store this in a cool place, and if you have to get out and run, unfortunately, being a diabetic, you got to think about those things. You got to remember to pull this out of the refrigerator, stick it in there somewhere. That's the reason for this. It's ready to go. Now on the sides, you'll notice here that you've got this this strap, so you can snug it up, tighten it up, keep things from falling out. A compression strap. Couldn't think of the term there. And here you've got MOLLE webbing. Now, this pack has MOLLE webbing really all over the place, which I love. What that allows you to do is add pouches just about anywhere, or in this case, I just added a pouch for a flashlight. And you always want to have a flashlight, at least one, for any survival gear, because you're probably going to be spending the night somewhere. if the need should arise. Let me get that back in there. Now on the side here, and this is kind of an important item. By the way, what I do is I use these compression straps to hold things in, keep this from falling out. Now this is a Survivor Filter. Survivor Filter Pro is what they call it. And this is a filter that I just love. I mean, this thing, it will obviously, well, this is a pump style. This pops off and you can just pump water right into it, and as you pump, the water is filtered. This also does have a carbon filter in it, so it's not only going to filter out impurities that, you know, like bugs and things like that, it'll also filter out chemicals. Now, I'm not going to get into the details on this for now. We'll do that at a later time. Now, a lot of the items that I'm pulling out of the bag today, we will be doing reviews on them individually at a later time. So for that reason, I'm just not going to spend a lot of time on each item. Got my hiking poles here. This is just a cheap $12 hiking pole. You don't really need to get elaborate on those. I'll go ahead and throw a link in there on Amazon where we got those, the Survivor Filter Pro, and a lot of these other items. Now, on the top, guess what? Another flashlight. It's always good to have a backup. I just threw it up here. As you can see, more MOLLE webbing. It's just all over this thing. And you know, just a regular El Cheapo flashlight. And then another carabiner, and I actually use this to hold my sharpening tool. Now, the knife that I carry does have a sharpening stone with it, but it's always good to have a backup, and this will do both coarse and fine sharpening. You know, I basically just trying to find a way to use the MOLLE webbing as much as possible. So that's just the way I am. On this side, like I said, these pouches are on both sides. This is my saw, and this is honestly, I can't remember the brand on this saw, but it's a pretty good saw. I'll be providing the link to it. And your regular old zip ties, always a good idea to have some of those. Another carabiner, and this is the knife I was talking about. We've already done a review on this Schrade SCHR 37M, and if you want to find out more about it, you can just watch the previous video, and we did do a review on it as well. I just put the beaner here to keep it from falling out. Honestly, I probably would just carry this on my hip. That's really the best place for a knife. But I'm just really showing the potential of this bag and just some items that every bug out kit should contain. Just another multi-tool there. One thing you may have noticed, and I forgot to mention on the front side here, is this bag is bladder compatible. I believe it'll contain up to a 3-liter, but at least a 2-liter. I've got a 2-liter in there because eventually it starts weighing you down. I'm not a big guy. A 2-liter for me is plenty. But anyway, it's got an opening here where you got your bite valve that comes out. I just run it through here. But again, that's one thing personally that I like. I prefer having a bladder because the bladder, in the winter time, if the bladder is right next to your back, it's going to keep the water from freezing. In the summertime, yeah, the water might be a little bit warm, but I tell you what, it's still going to be just fine. Your body actually absorbs water better when it's warmer. So if you're completely dehydrated, actually, room or body temperature water will just absorb much better. So you might not like it as much, but that's just the way it is. The zippers on the bag, before I forget, they're YKK zippers. Very good quality zippers, very durable. Now these straps on each side have a little zippered compartment where you can store just little things that you might want to get to pretty quickly. I got a little Schrade knife here, and I think that's all I have on this side. And on this side, I can't remember what I got in here. Oh, another knife. This is a Gerber, yeah, a little Gerber knife here. and a compass. Now, knives are always things that you want to carry. If you have a choice between a folding knife or a fixed blade knife, I would always opt for the fixed blade knife because you can use them for batoning, chopping, just really the things that you're more likely to encounter in a survival situation. But it's always good to have backups, and that's what the smaller folding knives are for, in my opinion. Compass, you're always going to want to have a decent compass. I don't even remember if this is a sun toe. I believe it is a sun toe, but I could be wrong. Anyway, little things. Now I'm going to open up the top compartment here, if I can figure out how to get to it. Okay, here you have a little compartment, which actually ain't too little. I threw some paracord in there. This is 50 feet of paracord. Always a good idea to have that with you. Again, you can use it for ridge lines and plenty of other things. Gloves. Now, this time of year, I really need to pull some of this out, but I'm just basically showing you what you can get into the bag, things to think about. If you're going to be using this in the wintertime, always throw a good pair of gloves in there. And batteries. Okay, these are AAAs that I use for these smaller flashlights. Just regular old trash bags. Basically the heavier gauge trash bags. Some writing utensils, pens, whatever. Little Ziploc bags, you never know, you can never have too many of them. A shemagh, which obviously you can wear as a scarf if you need it. Cover your head if it's too hot. Hide yourself. You know, I pick a color that'll hide well, or that'll you know, basically blend in with the environment. Sharpie. Sharpies are very handy. Multi-tool purpose here for those. Little towels. Toothbrush. You don't want to forget that. These little clips, actually, I use these little clips when I build a tarp tent to hold the door shut, and they work just perfectly for that. And a little pencil sharpener, and that's it out of that pouch. All right, now lay this thing down. There's a multiple ways that you can open the pack up. One is you can pull things out from the top here. Now you got this little compression strap here, another area. Now I stuffed, this is a 0-degree backpack. Now folks, you probably know that a 0-degree backpack is going to take up a lot of room. Sleeping bag, not yeah, a 0-degree sleeping bag that I've got stuffed in here. And as you probably know, and there's actually, I know that was a brain fart, and there's going to be plenty of those. That's just the way I am, so you have to put up with them. But this, now I could also, actually, I'm going to show you, I could pull it out this way from here. Okay, it goes all the way down to here. This is a big bag, but I'm going to show that you can just pull it out from the top without getting into those. I mean, a big hunk of fabric there. You got room for that. Now, I don't know if you can see down here, but I'm going to kind of lift it up. This is where the bladder goes. It just slides into this pouch, and it'll zip shut. If you don't want to use a bladder, you can use that to store other items as well. And okay, just leather gloves. Good idea to use those if you're going to be doing any chopping, that kind of thing. Kind of protects your hands, keeps you from getting splinters. And I don't even know why I threw these gloves in there, but another pair of gloves. Scarf. This is a heavy-duty scarf. My niece actually knitted this one, so don't laugh, please. Don't want to get her upset at me. Cotton balls. Cotton balls actually make good tinder for starting fires. Your sparks will usually catch these on fire, Plus, I'm a diabetic. I use these for my shots. Type 1 diabetic. And just a waterproof container here. Excuse me. This just contains some things that I like to be able to get to quickly. Not so much quickly, but just having to do with either, well, here's some rubbing alcohol that I use both for fuel for my alcohol stove, but I also use this for my shots. And hand sanitizer, very good thing to have with you. This is great stuff. This is just for kind of cleaning up my pots and pans and things. Basically what I've got in here is my cooking gear, and that's why I've got the rubbing alcohol in there, because I got my alcohol stove in there, and I'm going to pull it out and show it to you. Okay, these are just waterproof matches. I don't think I need to show you that. These little containers here I got on Amazon, and I'll probably provide a link for them. It's like a $6 item. They're waterproof, and I use those to store my seasonings. The red one here has my Carolina Reaper. If you like real spicy stuff, that's very convenient. It's Carolina Reaper powder. I forget what spice this is. This is my salt. I've got 2 of them. And I can't remember what I got in here. I'll open it up and I can smell it. I'll know what it is. But anyway, these things are convenient. Okay, this is black pepper. It's just, you know, if you're going to be on a survival situation, things don't have to taste bad. In fact, just seasoning your food, frankly, I just think is a good morale booster. So, you know, this is one of those things that just makes life easier. It's not necessary, but just makes life easier and a little bit sweeter. More rubbing alcohol. One thing actually I'm going to mention here, to store your rubbing alcohol, which you may or may not use for your stove. You may prefer a wood burning stove, but I know a lot of people use these alcohol burning stoves here. And I'll provide a link to where I got this stove, but you're going to have to store some alcohol. Now, this does store enough probably to cook 2 or 3 meals, and it's sealed. You can do that. But if you're going to be out for more than just a 2 or 3 day survival situation, you're going to need more alcohol. And in my case, again, I'm a diabetic, so I need alcohol for other purposes. I don't drink it, trust me. But anyway, what I found is Elmer's glue containers are the best way I've found to store fluids that you don't want leaking into your backpack. They tighten down real good, and you can squeeze on them and they're just not going to leak. Now in here, a lot of you probably know what this is. It's just an old credit card I don't use anymore, and I wrap some Gorilla Tape around it. Gorilla Tape, one thing that you don't want to leave home without. Dental floss, multi-purpose. You can use it for a number of different things. A little mirror, and this is just a cheap dollar store mirror. It had mascara in there, okay? Now, trust me, I didn't use the mascara. I just got it for the mirror. I knew I was going to be emptying it out, and you can use it for signaling. But something a lot of people don't think about is if you should have, for instance, something stuck in your eye and you're alone, you're not going to have anyone to help you dig that out of your eye. Well, this here allows you to see that, helps you get that job done, and it can be used for other things as well. Headlamp. I don't remember where I got this one. I'm not sure if I got it off of Amazon, Tractor Supply, or what. But anyway, a good headlamp is always a good idea. I think a lot of you folks know what this is if you were ever in the military. It's the smallest can opener in the world, a P38. Okay, these things actually work well. I've got a couple of these in here. Fingernail clippers, toenail clippers. Okay, these syringes, for obvious reasons, for me, if you're a type 1 diabetic, or just even a lot of your type 2 diabetics, you need to be able to take shots. Now, let's get this out of the way. Another scarf. Well, like I really needed another one. Okay, now, down here, there's another compartment that you can kind of separate. Now this is kind of designed as just kind of like a one compartment bag, but as you can see on the top there was that separate compartment. On the side you got some pockets. On the bottom there's another pocket here that could be separated. And rather than opening this up, I'm just going to go right down to the bottom here. More MOLLE webbing back here, MOLLE webbing here. Just now this bag actually, I believe it's 600 denier as far as the nylon that it's made out of. It's just real rugged stuff, but it might even be 1,000 denier. I'll have to look into that again. But anyway, now you can do that with YKK zippers. A lot of zippers will not allow you to do that. They'll break. But anyway, okay, just some eating utensils. Do you need them? Maybe, maybe not. You can eat with your knife, no problem. But just for convenience, threw that in there. Okay, this is a little Stanley, mess kit. And again, another brain fart. But anyway, I will do a review on this eventually because I just think this thing is fantastic. It's made out of stainless steel. It's not titanium, but this is Thrifty Survivor. Titanium, yes, is lighter and it has its advantages, but I think I paid 15 bucks for this whole kit. Comes with a ladle. Well, this is a ladle, spatula, handles you can plug in there. You can make it longer because these handles could be extended. But anyway, you've got everything you need in there. You got 2 bowls, and they're pretty heavy duty. And guess what? That's where my other P38 is. Found it. Good place to have it is where you're going to be, you know, with the items that you're going to be using for cooking. Anyway, it stores in there nicely. And I'm going to try to, now, I'll tell you what, I'll just toss it aside. You don't need to see me put everything back in. I could do a video just on stuffing the bag. But anyway, more paracord. You can never have too much of that. All right, now here just some strapping, dollar store strapping, but it's very useful. Okay, this is a hammock that I use. This is the that tarp that I was telling you about. Okay, Eastern Ridge tarp. Don't remember what I paid for it, but I'll be providing a link for it down below. It ain't expensive at all, and it's a good size. I can actually build a shelter with this, or well, make a shelter with it that has both ends sealed. I could fit my hammock in there, all with this. And these are the straps for the tarp. Actually, no, these are the straps for the hammock, because you're going to have a lot of tension on there so you don't touch the ground when you're hanging. And okay, yeah, this is the tarp stuff in here. And I think that about wraps it up. So as you can see, you can stuff a lot of stuff in here. stuff, okay. Anyway, plenty of room. You're not gonna, I mean, this can handle well beyond a 3-day bug out bag or kit. By the way, this pack does have a frame in there. It's very sturdy, very comfortable to wear. It doesn't just makes it a whole lot comfortable. As you know, probably that there are backpacks that don't have a frame. This does. It's not a metal frame. It is a heavy gauge plastic, but very durable. It's not going to rust on you. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up. Eric here again, and once again I had to bring this indoors because I realized while I was doing the editing that there were a few things that I neglected to mention on this Mardingtop 65-liter backpack. First off, some of the items that should be included in any bug out kit. One obviously would be a medical kit of some sort. Now what I've done is I'm going to stand up. My head might be out of frame here, but I utilized the webbing here, and I attached an IFAK, an individual first aid kit. And what I've got in here are a few things that I feel are pretty important. One would be a tourniquet. Now I did cover the IFAK in an earlier video, so we're not going to really get into details on that, but a tourniquet, a few other items. Now one thing is this is actually a rip-off. I mean a rip-off, it rips off of the backpack, not that this is a rip-off. Anywho, the reason for that is if you got your backpack on, you can reach behind. If you're out of commission for whatever reason, you can reach around, rip it right off, and you've got it in front of you, and if you wound yourself, you can take care of yourself with one of these. Now I'm not saying that you have to have an IFAK, but I would highly recommend at least some type of medical kit with any type of a bug out kit. I've got some other items in here that can handle major injuries, like an Israeli bandage, which can also serve as another tourniquet. Another Sharpie, as I mentioned earlier. Anyway, that's just one thing. I'm not going to get into details because I want to get through this for you. Also, I also didn't mention that I normally attach another external pouch. And this just gives me an opportunity to kind of show you what this pack is capable of. This is MOLLE webbed into here, just like this Velcro is here. And inside I got a few other kind of handy things, more alcohol, one of those lights, chem lights, and let me see, another knife sharpener as if I needed another one, and a shovel. Now this isn't very big, doesn't take a lot of room, but a little shovel like this can sure come in handy. Now obviously there are larger ones available as well, but I just don't really see the need for anything larger than this as far as a shovel goes. And in here I've got a few other little tidbits. Like I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time. These are actually just collapsible cups, and nothing important in there. Now, more paracord. And here is a wood burning stove in here, and I'll probably do a review on this at a later time. It just fully collapses into this paper thin, basically, little easily storable package. Let me see here. Lotion, if you got dry skin. This is a fuel for Zippo lighters, which I do carry. And in here, kind of another little waterproof compartment, and if I can get it open, basically it's another fire starting kit. I got more of that. Actually, I'll go ahead and mention in here I've got petroleum jelly soaked cotton balls, and those really really work well for starting fires. A couple lighters, Zippo lighter, flints, just regular lighters, and of course a fire steel, as you can see. Now again, I'm just kind of showing you how much more you can do with this than you can with a lot of other basic backpacks. Also a multi-tool, always good to have. And this is not a high-end one, but I looked at the reviews, very good quality, sturdy. It's got a lot of functionality. Anyway, just something nice to carry around. Always a good idea to have a multi-tool with you. And I know that there's another one down here somewhere that I showed earlier in the video. And I think that wraps up what's in here. One thing though that I need to mention about the pack itself is down here there's a little zippered pouch, and you got this waterproof kind of a tarp which you can pull over your backpack, and it keeps it dry. If you run into real bad weather where it's raining, pouring, you can just pull this over your entire backpack, and this is waterproof, so it'll keep you dry. Anyway, I just wanted to mention those few other things that I forgot earlier. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and sit down so you can see me. And I'm going to say thank you all for watching. If you like us, please like, subscribe, share with others. And if you would like to support this channel, if you'd like to see more content like this, please visit us at our Amazon affiliate site, and that will be thriftysurvivor.com. Once again, that's thriftysurvivor.com. Once again, I want to thank y'all, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.